this one is really interesting. Now, you remember that the Supreme Court had really pulled up the state governments that were not looking into Patanjali drugs adequately. And now we understand that Uttarakhand, where a lot of these drugs are being manufactured, has now revoked the licenses of 14 Patanjali drugs because it's lacking in process. So the Uttarakhand government on Monday, and I'm reading this from the Hindu, has informed the Supreme Court that it has suspended the license of 14 products sold by Patanjali Ayurveda and Divya Pharmacy. And it's also declared a promise to the Supreme Court that it would commit no deliberate or willful act that will disobey any of the orders of the court. I mean, this is where we are at this point. We have state governments that are having to promise the court that they will not disobey anything the court is saying. It just goes to show you who the state government is actually serving here. If this is where we are right now. So basically, they've said the suspension has taken place for repeated violations of regulations, particularly concerning misleading advertisements. And this is the list of drugs, if you can see it, that have been banned, mostly about misleading advertisements. But there's an eye drop, there's eye grit gold, livogrit. There's a lot of like liver sort of tablets or medication, and there's lipidome, there's like various other, you can look this up, look at this list. This is actually interesting. It was also informed that on the 16th of April 2024, the drug inspector, district Ayurvedic, and the Unani officer Haridwar filed a complaint before the chief magistrate against Ramdev and Divya Pharmacy and Patanjali for violating sections 3, 4, and 7 of the DMR Act. And this is all in response to the Indian Medical Association filing a case against Patanjali, basically for misleading and saying that, you know, medicines can take you nowhere and you really need to take Ayurveda, and this happened during COVID. And now we're seeing sort of the results of that. So fundamentally, the story is this: 14 licenses of Patanjali drugs have been suspended by or revoked by the Uttarakhand government. And the Uttarakhand government has promised the Supreme Court that it will not do anything deliberately to disobey the court. Let me see. Who else do we have here? We have Karthik Chakravarti, who says the death of 2030 drastically increased, 23 to 30, I'm assuming that's the age group, drastically increases. This news worries a lot. So Sagar says, I think the FSSAI should start testing Patanjali projects. I think they should start testing all products. I mean, the fact that, you know, something serious has to happen to get them to get off their butts and actually do something about it is shocking. This is their job. So they wait until another country discovers that there's a problem with one of our products, and then they start random testing. It's atrocious behavior. ARB says there have been no known cases internationally while it was tested.